Sorry for that. There seemed to be some issues with what you call that? The computer decided to turn itself off suddenly for whatever reason. So I should be back online. Just confirming you can hear me and see me. Let's put some music back on. There we go. There we go. Music is on. I just need the chat to be visible to me as well. Great, great. Everything seems to be great. Just need my chat and I'll be online. Now, word of advice, if you want to receive a notification about me going live, you should go to my YouTube channel and hit the bell, the notification bell, because if you don't hit it, you will not receive an update when I go live. So that's the thing I just found out. So some technical issues. We lost some people, but that's good. That's alright. That's okay. Can live with that. They will be back. Alright, so where were we? Oh, I was setting up a thing. I'm not sure how it will work, but who should the second hero be? That would be what he's called, Bunker or Fanatic. Let's do this. Now there should be an thing somewhere around or other that would show a question for you guys. Take tank. Yeah, that's I am partial to that. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. For some reason you cannot. Alright, so Ra is a DPS, yes, very much. He's very much a DPS. Okay, I will need to do some thingies, but offline, because there's no time to bore you with that. Okay, a tank. So I will take Haka in that case, because he can take a punch or two. And then the next thing we want is a location. We have a Wagner Mars base. Oh, that's not here, that's here. We have Ruins of Atlantis, Megalopolis, and Insula Primalis. I'm gonna take, thank you, I'm gonna take Megalopolis, because it's the most superhero-y. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. Let's move it aside. Now, where are you, Haka? Where are you? Are you there? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And I left him in the box. I skipped a card. I lost my Haka character card. That's bad. Let's search for it. It should be easily. Yeah, it should be double-sided, so if I do this, I should see it immediately if it's here. No, it's not here. Where is my Haka character card? Is he here? Because I usually play them together. Atlantis is heroic, but I kind of think of Megalopolis. I don't need to think about it. It is like that. It's like a metropolis, or you know, the city that needs saving. Where is my Haka hero card, because I do need it badly. Let's see if it's here somewhere. It's Tachyon. Haka. Alright, I don't think... And this is not Megalopolis, this is Atlantis. This is Megalopolis. There we go. This is Megalopolis. I seem to be missing a card, which I'm not happy about at all. Because now I need to look through the decks if I'm not missing it. Somewhere or other. The Wraith. Visionary. I will need to look. Pop City, yeah, I think I've seen it. I believe I have seen that somewhere. Is it the one you have Men in Black and all the other people from the movies? And number 1 from James Bond, etc, etc. Is that the one? Post game. One Haka card. There he is. Got him. Sorry for the mess. Haven't played this game in a while. So I'll be reminding myself of it as well. The game is really easy. Like really easy. I will be playing 2 hands because it's not a single player game. And I didn't really search for a single player variant. Shuffling some cards. Cut the deck. That's a Ra. And that will be Haka. Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks for the info. There's 2 of us, which I'm happy about. Okay, I'll check it out. Okay, and here will be Haka. No, he needs to be here. So I put the deck aside, and him here. Don't worry about the glare, you won't need this. Now let's put Baron here and Megalopolis here. Now we have a few types of cards. First are the one-shot cards. This is your basic abilities that you just play. It goes off and then you discard it. And there are ongoing cards that stay in play. There's equipment cards that are basically ongoing. But they change how you work, and there are limited cards, which mean that you can only have 1 copy of that card in play. There are minion cards that can be in the villain deck. They have HP, so they're villain targets. You can target them, etc. That's a turn sequence. Now, at the start of your turn, you follow any instructions on this card. Let's just see. Yeah. That's the start. Impulsor Beam Inventor. So that's the starting side of him. I think. Advanced. Yeah. That's his cards. So we start by doing whatever this says. Put Baron Blade's villain character cards into play. Terra Lunar Impulsion Beam Inventor side up. There you go. Search the villain deck for the card Mobile Defense Platform and put it into play. Shuffle the villain deck. Mobile Defense Platform. he has it, so he should. Mobile. Let's make a Megalopolis card. Mobile defense platform. There we go. We put it in play. And then we shuffle his deck as well. Alright, so that is done. At the start of the villain turn, if there are 15 or more cards in the villain trash, so that will be here, so if we discard 15 or more, Baron Blade's Terror Impulsion Beam activates, pulling the moon into Earth. Game over. So that's his agenda. He invented that beam that he wants to pull the moon into Earth, destroying it. And when Baron Blade would be destroyed, that will come later. Yeah, we won't play the advanced gameplay as yet. I need to remember stuff. Alright, so with that done, we in the turn order reveal the top card of the villain deck and play it following any instructions printed on that card. Then the villain turn ends, and whatever happens at the end of the turn for the villain happens. Now there's the hero turn. We follow any instructions on any card that happen at the beginning of the turn that we could have, and then we choose to play some cards. Okay, we have one draw and one power and one draw, so we could play one card. We can use one power like this. Ra has a power of fire. He deals 1 damage, 1 target 2 fire damage, and then we can draw. We may draw the top card of the hero deck, so the draw in this game is 1. It will change similarly to some deck builders, but yeah. If we do not use any powers or draw any cards, if we do not use any powers and or play any cards, we can draw 2. So basically we can skip to draw 2. And then the environment turn begins. So everything that starts on the beginning of the that happens in the beginning of the turn happens here. Then we reveal the top card and play it, and then do anything that happens in the end of the turn. So to recap: start of the turn for the villain, top card played, end of the turn for the villain, start of the turn for the heroes. We can play a card, use a power, and draw a card. And then end of a turn happens for the hero. Then the next hero. Goes, and then there's the environment phase, and we go in this manner until either we win or they win. Now, let's see the top 4 cards of the deck. Top 4 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I know what I need to use that card, that second view for. I know. Bloop. There's that. I should probably change the view, but yeah, you'll be able to see my cards. Kinda, sorta. Let's just change something here, because I believe I have this zoomed in for some reason. No, I don't. Alright. Okay, you can now enjoy the kid seat for my son, so I hope you like it. Alright. So we have 4 cards. We have the Living Conflagration, which is an ongoing card. Then we have a one-shot Scorched Earth. We have the ongoing Flesh of the Sun God. and then we have the excavation. That's 4 of our cards, and then Haka needs to draw his 4 cards. Haka of Shielding, Haka of Shielding, Haka of Shielding, and Enduring, and Enduring Intercession. So 3 one-shots and 1 ongoing card. Now, let's put this here, like so. And the cards in play will be here, this card, and Metropolis. So, let's go over what we have right now. We have 1 power on Ra, which says Pyre. Deal 1 target 2 fire damage. And then Haka has a ability called Crush. He can deal 1 target 2 melee damage. The damage type does nothing more but work with other abilities. So, like if you can block some, let's say this one gives us, the Flesh of the Sun God gives us immunity to fire damage. See, there we go, immunity to fire damage. So they can kick our asses unless they use fire damage. Now, because we have the mobile defense platform here, he's basically standing on it. He's immune to damage, so we cannot kill him right now until this is in play, right? So he has 40 health, and we need to drop him to 0 to do something. I will not spoil the fun. Ra has 30 points of hit points, basically. So if he goes below that, he'll flip his card, and then he has 3 things he can do on his turn. So there's no player elimination. Haka has 34, and he also has some different things that he can do if he's out. Alright, so there's a fun little summary here for the turn, so I'll keep that handy. And start of the villain turn. Nothing happens, nothing says start of the villain turn. Now we play the top card. It's a Blade Battalion. At the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero with the highest HP X melee damage, where X is the current HP of this card. So the quicker we kill it, or the more damage we deal it at once, the quicker we can, the less damage they will deal to us. So let's see what we have. Excavation. So 1 shot. Put up to 3 cards from the environment trash on the bottom of environment deck. You may draw as many cards as you moved this way. So basically take cards from here, put it underneath the deck, and we can draw this many cards. Living Conflagration. Let me just see if you can see it because of the glare. Yeah, that's if we do this, that will be better. No, if we do this, would that be better? Not really. Alright. So, when this card enters play, Ra deals 1 target 2 fire damage. And that's an ongoing card, so we have that power to deal 1 target 1 fire damage, and we draw a card. Then there's Scorched Earth, where we can deal each non-hero target X fire damage, where X is a number of environment cards in play. So the more cards we have in the more cards we have here, the more damage he will deal to every target that is not a hero. And then Flesh of the Sun God makes us immune to fire damage, and a power that we can hero character cards are immune to fire damage until the start of next turn. So we can basically turn on immunity to fire damage to everybody, which is cool. I think I'm going to play this Living Conflagration, so that when this card enters play, Ra deals 1 target 2 fire damage. So I think I'm gonna kick their asses. So we play the card, and now we can use a power. So we can deal 1 target 2 fire damage or 1 fire damage and take a card. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use Pyre to deal 2 fire damage to the Blade Battalion. So that's 4. And then I'm gonna draw a card, and that is my turn. Now Haka. Haka has 3 Hakas of shielding, so he can dance a Haka of shielding and draw 2 cards, then discard 1 or more. He can then reduce the next damage dealt to Haka by 2 for each card discarded this way. So he takes 2 cards, discards any at least 1, probably possibly more, and then reduced damage to him by 2 for each card. So that's a proper shield. And then Enduring Intercession, he can redirect any damage that would be dealt to a hero targeted by an environment card to Haka. Right? So any damage that comes from the Megalopolis deck will go to Haka, so that Ra will be safe. I think we will do this. We will shield Haka for 1, and then we have a power to destroy this card or to crush, and we will crush 1 target for 2 damage. So we will deal 2 damage to them. There we go. And then it's more than 5, which is their HP, so this card gets defeated. So we will be dealt no damage. But we are 1 card more to losing the game, closer to losing the game. And then Haka will draw a card, which is a Haka of Restoration. He may draw 2 cards and discard 1 or more, and he can regain HP equal to the number of cards discarded this way. So he can as well heal himself. And then there's the Megalopolis turn. We play this card, and that's a plummeting monorail. So somewhere there in the distance there's a monorail that's plummeting, which distracts us. Then at the start of the environment turn, this card deals the 2 targets with the highest HP 5 melee damage each. So we need to basically hit this for 10 damage to avoid that damage in the future. So that's the first turn. It's basic, it's simple, it's beautiful. Sorry. So, let's go. Baron Blade nothing happens in the beginning of the turn for him, so he plays Living Force Shield. So reduce damage dealt to Baron Blade by 1. So he has, for them to remember, damage dealt is -1. Now, but because we have the Enduring Intercession, the train will only do damage to Haka. So there will be 5 melee damage to him and 5 melee damage to him, which will be redirected to Haka, so he will get 10 damage per round, which is pretty bad. Alright, let's see. Flame Spike. We get a Flame Spike. We can one-shot deal 1 damage to one target, 1 fire damage, and we can use additional power this turn. So that's cool. So right now we will do everybody 1 damage because there's only 1 environment card in play. Alright. What will we do? We will play that Flame Spike for 1 and then discard it, and then deal 1 fire damage to the device. Alright, and then we can use 1 more power, so that we will use Pyre to deal 2 damage to it, and then we might draw a card. And that's the Staff of Ra, which when this card enters play, we regain 3 HP, so this heals us, and we can increase all damage dealt by Ra by 1 point. And then we have a power to deal 1 target 3 projectile damage, and then destroy this card. So we can basically throw that staff for 3 damage. Now it's Haka's turn. What will Haka do? Haka doesn't have any cards to play, but he will use his power to crush to deal 1 target 2 melee damage. So that's 5 altogether. We can swap this 5 for 5 for visibility. Okay. Or we could have done this, but we haven't. Thank you. Going away. Alright, cheerio. So he will deal 2 damage to... No, you know what? He will do 2 damage to this instead of this, so there will be 3 on this. So they will split the damages that they deal. And then he'll draw a card. Right, so let me just make sure if that's the case. The player neither plays a card nor uses a power. Yeah, so we can skip Jojo. Alright, so now is the environment turn. At the start of the environment turn, this card deals the 2 targets with the highest HP 5 melee damage. So basically there's 2 for Haka and 5 for Haka and 5 for Ra, but there's an enduring intercession, so he takes another 5. And then there's a new card coming in, which is Cramped Quarters Combat. Change the type of all damage to melee damage. Increase all damage done by 1. And at the start of the environment turn, destroy the that's that. I hope you are seeing everything correctly. Let's see if that helps. I did something which is bad. Didn't want to do this. Yeah. So, that's it. Beginning of the villain's turn. Nothing happens at the beginning of his turn, so we play a card. And then there's a Devious Disruption, which for each player may destroy any of their equipment and or ongoing cards. Burn Blade deals each target X lightning damage, where X is 3 plus the number of hero ongoing and equipment cards. So we can destroy any of these 2, and then every character is dealt 3 plus any cards that are left. So we will destroy this during intercession. Okay. You know what? Let's get this deck here, and these cards here, and Baron will be down here. So it's visible for you. Probably not, but alright. We'll deal with that later. That's the discard. Okay. So he will be dealt 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, which will heal enemy in a moment, you'll see. And then he's dealt 3 only. 3 only. Now the Haka of Regeneration. Draw 2, then discard any. Okay. And then we have the Haka of Battle, which allows us to draw 2 cards, discard 1 or more, and then increase the next damage dealt by Haka by 1, which is insanely good. Okay, all damage dealt is increased by 1, so we need to add 1 more. Boom, boom. So that's what, 5 already. So we're there. We go. It's 15. We're halfway there. All right. So that's Ra's turn. Ra will play his Staff of Ra, which heals him by 3. And where's the Chad? There we go. Which heals him for 3. And then we increase all damage dealt by Ra by 1. Alright. So he deals... Oh, damage taken is reduced by 1. There we go. That's how it's supposed to be. And all damage dealt is increased by 1 by that. So now we can do some fun stuff. We can deal each non-hero target X fire damage, where X is a number of environment cards in play. So we can deal 2 damage to this, this, and this. Oh, no, that's a one shot. To this and this. 2 damage because there are 2 cards here, but it's increased by 2, so that's 4 damage to be dealt to both the targets. We cannot do any damage to Baron Blade because that's still in play, so we could save that, and deal one target 2 damage, so 4. Yeah, we will go with the Scorched Earth. We will have fun with Scorched Earth. Wait. There's some things going on. Sorry for the shaky cam, but I need to set it up properly because you guys cannot see anything without focus. Let me know. I don't think so, but still, okay. Alright, so we will play the Scorched Earth and deal each non-hero target card. So 1, 2 damage. So that's 2, which is increased by this and by this. So 2 additional damage. So that's 4. And that's 4 here. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can swap the 5. And that's 6. So we can swap the 5. Alright. So that was a card, and we have a power to deal to use. So we will use Papapapire again to deal 2 4 damage to this. So it will not hit us. And that's this card here. So we dealt with this, and it was all melee damage. There we go, all damage melee. Forgot to add it. And now we can draw a card with Ra. That's someone's staff. We can search our deck for the Staff of Ra and put it into our hand and shuffle a deck. Then when we draw and play a card. That's really cool. So if we don't have the staff, we can search for it. Now, Haka. What can we play? We can play the Haka of Restoration, because we're pretty badly damaged, or we can play this one shot, and I think I will do it. Haka of Battle. To draw 2 cards, then discard any, up to a minimum of 1, and then increase the next damage dealt by Haka by 1 for each card. So that's what we'll do. We'll discard 2 Hakas of Shielding. Oh, we can draw 2 first. Forgot. So we have another Haka of Battle, and punish the weak. Whenever Haka would deal damage to the non-hero target with the lowest HP, increase the damage by 1. And any other target will get damage reduced by 1, and then power to destroy this card. We will discard this, so that's 1, and then we will discard 2 Hakas of Shielding, because yeah, we're left with 1, so that's 3, and then we increase each damage, the next damage by 3, so by 4. So we can deal 2 melee damage to 1 target, which is increased to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can deal 6 damage to this, and this kills it immediately. So that's done, and now he's not immune to damage, which is cool. But then there's the Living Force field, which reduces damage to him by 1. But that's alright. Now's the environment turn. At the start of the environment turn, destroy this card. That's done. We play a new one, which is Impending Casualty. So something bad happens, and someone will get hurt. And we want to prevent that, so that goes away. That goes away. Let's, sorry, I need to check something here. There we go. So, at the start of the environment turn, each hero may destroy one of their ongoing cards. This card deals any hero that does not destroy an ongoing card 3 psychic damage. At the end of the environment turn, one player may discard 1 card to destroy this card. So that's an end of the environment turn is now, so I can destroy I can discard 1 card. I will discard 1 card. I will discard the excavation to destroy this, and we're done. So, now it's the villain turn. Nothing happens at the beginning of the game. Haste and Doom. Baron Blade deals each hero a target 2 toxic damage, and play the top card. 2 toxic damage. So that's 2 for Ra, and 2 for Haka, which is 17 already. He's getting beaten. Now, what can we do? We will not play any card, because we don't need to. We can, I guess, play the Flesh of the Sun God. And then we can deal 1 target 2 fire damage, right? And draw a card. Or we can do 1 target 3 fire damage, 2 increased fire damage. No, we will go with this. So we will deal 1, 2, 3 because of that. 3 damage, but -1 because of that. So that's first 2 on the Baron. And then we are immune to fire. And we use the power. No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. And then we draw a card, which is another staff, so we can throw it and play it immediately. No, we can't, because we can play first and then power later. So Haka will go now, and I believe Haka will try to heal himself a bit. No, he won't, because that makes no sense. He will, yeah, he will heal a bit. I think he will do a Haka of Restoration. Heal himself for 1. No, that makes no sense. He'll do nothing. He'll skip his turn to draw 2 cards, which is Ground Pound. Ongoing card when the card enters play, discard 2 cards from this, and or destroy this card. Non-hero cards cannot deal damage. At the start of your turn, destroy this card. So we can deflect any damage for 2 cards. Basically, hit the ground and stun 2 people, and then punish the weak. So that would be cool. Whenever he will deal damage to a non-hero target with the lowest HP, and we have only 1 target now, so that will be increased by 1, so we negate this, but we won't do this yet. And then that's the environment's turn. Paparazzi in the scene. Heroes cannot use powers. At the start of the environment turn, each player may discard 1 card to destroy this card. So there's Paparazzi, and we cannot use this power for or powers for whatever reason, because they're making pictures and we don't want it to be seen, I guess. So then we go and we have another Blade Battalion. I just lost my cat. There we go. Wait. I'll deal with that. There we go. There we go. So let's see. What do we have here? Nothing interesting. Alright. So at the end of the villain turn, this card deals the hero target with the highest HP. So that's Ara, I believe, right? So that's 26, and Haka has 34, 24, 20, 19, 17. So yeah, he'll be targeted. X melee damage, where X is the current HP of this card, so 5 damage will be dealt. This is melee damage. Bloop. Okay. And now we go back to Ra's turn. So we cannot use powers because of the damned Paparazzi. So we need to... we cannot play this because we have this in play, and we cannot play the, I mean, we could, but yeah, we will play the last one shot. So we can summon the Staff of Ra just to have another one in hand. I don't think there are 3 because one's in play, one's in our hand. Yeah, there is. We have the second one. We shuffle our deck. Okay, shuffle the deck. There we go. And then we may draw a card and play a card. So we have a flame barrier. The first time Ra is dealt damage by a target each turn, Ra deals that target 2 fire damage, which we will play because it's awesome. And remember, it gets increased by 1. So we will play the flame barrier. Alright. And then we cannot use any powers, so we don't deal any damage, and we take the summon staff card on the top of the deck. Now, we do have some cards. We cannot use powers, so I guess we will heal ourselves with a Haka of regeneration. We're taking 2 cards, Vitality Surge, that makes us regain 2 HP and then draw a card, which is cool. We'll want it. And Tayaha, which is a equipment. That's a stick, limited, so we can only have 1 in play. And that Haka deals up to 2 targets 3 melee damage each. So we don't want that to be discarded. We want this to be discarded, which is 1. And then I believe that that I will discard 1. We'll discard of Haka of shielding, so that's 2. We can heal 2. So that's good. But unfortunately, that's a one-shot. Unfortunately, there's nothing to be done. Now, at the start of environment's turn, each player may discard 1 card. I believe we will do so. I think I will discard the ground pound. And then he will discard 1 staff to destroy this card, and the new one gets into play. There's a cramped close combat. All damage is melee, and it's increased by 1. Yeah. So there's their turn now. Now we have a device, Elemental Redistributor. Whenever Baron Blade would be dealt fire, cold, or lightning damage, redirect the damage to the hero target with the lowest HP. So whenever we hit Baron with cold, fire, or lightning, it gets redirected to any hero that has the lowest HP, which we obviously do not want. And at the end of the villain's turn, someone gets hit for 5, which is 5, that's 30, 9, that's 21, and that's 34, that's 15, that's 24, 19. So we can choose, we will go to Haka. And now we can use some powers. We can use a power to Ra, we can take this on Ra, and then we will do 3 fire damage back because of the shield. So we will deal 3 damage to this, right? Because that's 2, and we increase that. That's 4 damage. There we go. We're good. So we don't have anything fun to play because we only have the staff and the summon staff. Sorry. So we will use a power. We will use a power to we can throw this staff for 3, 4, 5 to kill the battalion. Yeah, I'll do that. I throw the staff at them to deal 5 damage to them, killing them effectively. Bloop. How much are we? How much do you have here? 3, 4, 5 cards in the discard pile. So we're 1/3 done. Baron Blade is tough to beat. So we use the power, and then we can draw a card, which we have another Scorched Earth. And then Haka will go. He will play his Haka of Battle, and then draw 2 cards, and get two very good cards. 2 very good cards will get rid of this Haka of Restoration, because we have the Vitality Surge, and we will get rid of 1 Vitality Surge to increase his damage by 2 for the next attack. And then we will use this power to crush to deal 1 target 2 melee damage, which is increased by 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 melee damage, and we will deal this damage to the Baron, which is decreased by 1, so that's 4 damage to the Baron. That's 4 damage, that's 5, 6 damage on him. There we go. And then we'll draw a card. That's another Enduring Intercession. So this goes away. And then at the start of the environment turn, this goes away, which makes this go away as well. And then there's new turn here. Rooftop Combat. Increase all damage dealt by 1. When this card enters play, destroy all other environment cards. While this card is in play, environment cards cannot be played. When hero targets deal non-hero character cards 10 or more damage in a single round, destroy this card. So this is cool. This will stop environment cards to come in. But we need to deal 10 damage in 1 round to cards in general to get rid of it, which generally we don't want. So there you go. First, powered remote turret. That's a device with 7 health that says at the end of the villain's turn, this card deals each hero target 2 projectile damage. Increase damage dealt by this card by 1 for each mobile defense platform in play, which we have none of. So that's good. Everyone gets 2 damage. That's a projectile damage. Plus 1 because of this. So we get hit twice. And we will hit him for 4 because of this. We deal 2, 3, 4. Bloop, 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 bloop. Damage. How much do we have? That's 3, 4, 5. That's 5, so that's a 10. There we go. It's 15, 17. And then each hero target gets dealt 2, so that's 3 damage dealt because of this. Because of rooftop fights. There we go. It's 3. There we go. Ra. Ra will play his staff to heal himself 3. That's 2 and 3. I believe is 4. And change all damage to fire. No, sorry, I made a mistake. Not all damage is fire, but we are immune to fire damage. Let's see. Damage dealt plus 1. All damage is fire. There we go. No, immune to fire. Immune. Cannot play cards. There was a token for that. There was a token for that. Damage dealt is immune to. That's what we do. Immune to fire. That's how we do it. We're immune to fire. Now, what will we do? We will kick some butt. How will we do it? We will play this power. Target one target, 1 fire damage, and draw a card. No, we will do this. 1 target, 2 fire damage. So that's 2, plus 1 for this, plus 1 for this, that's 4. And who will we do this damage to? We can kill this, and we cannot kill this, so you will kill this. That's 4. Good. And then we will draw a card, which is Solar Flare. Increase fire damage dealt by Ra by 2, and then the end of the turn we might deal himself 4 psychic damage. If he takes no damage, destroy this card. So long as we take damage, we can deal increased damage, and when we want to stop, we simply destroy this card. So I believe Haka will no, he will play his Faithful Staff. You know what, let's do this to make there more space for those guys. Okay, then he will use this power immediately to select up to 2 targets and deal 3 damage to them. But we have increased damage, so that's 4. So that's 4 and 4, that's 8. So that's 8. Go. And then 4 damage to him, but it gets decreased by 1, so that's only 4. No, 4, because, yeah, 3 only. Doop, doop, doop. We're not getting closer to killing him. Okay, so that's the end of the hero's turn. He will draw a card, which is the Haka of Battle again. And then there's the environment turn, which does nothing because Rooftop Combat is here and we haven't dealt 10 damage, or have we? We have, so because that's 4. 10 damage, yeah, so we did that. So there's impending casualty again, so at the start of the environment turn, each hero may destroy 1 of their ongoing cards. This card deals any hero that does not destroy an ongoing card 3 psychic damage. At the end of the environment turn, 1 player may discard 1 card to destroy this card. So, deals any hero that does not destroy an ongoing card 3 psychic damage. That's at the start, but we want to discard some cards to avoid that. We will destroy the Summon Staff card, and Haka will destroy his Enduring Intercession card to destroy this, obviously. So, villains, what do you have? Another Force Field, which is fun. Damage taken decreased by 2. There's no way we can get rid of these 2. Other than card effects, which we don't have. So, what will we do? We need 2 damage here only. I think we will kill that first, and then deal with him and with a Solar Flare later. So we will deal 1 target 2 damage, which is increased by 1. That's 3 damage. Mm-hmm. 3 damage to this, and this gets killed because that's 3, 4, 5, 10, 11 even, so that's more. Oops. Okay. Okay. And then he draws a card, which is Imbued Fire. We can increase all fire damage by 1, and then change the type of damage dealt by hero targets to fire. So we increase fire damage by 1 and then change all damage dealt by us to fire, which is insanely good. There are many good cards here. Okay, now we will regain 2 HP and draw a card. And then we will do a Haka of Battle. And we will discard 2 cards. So you have this. This is Mir, which says, which is equipment and limited, and power. Deal 1 target 2 melee damage and draw a card. Alright. So that's Haka of Battle. We discarded 2. So we have increased our damage output by 2 for this next attack. And this next attack will be this. Up to 2 targets, 3 damage. So that's 3 increased by 2 and decreased by 2. So that's 3 flat. So that's a 5er. And then that 5, that's 10. So that's 12 out of 40. Yeah. We need to increase our damage output a lot. Now the environment will go. The environment sends a targeting innocence our way. Which says, I'm not sure you can see it. Can you see it? Can't see it. There we go. At the start of the environment turn, this card deals, I'll just read it to you. This card deals each hero target the number of heroes, so that's 2 minus 1 fire damage. So deals 1 fire damage to each hero. Then look through the environment trash for impending casualty and put in play. So we need to kill this quickly. I'm immune, but the impending casualty will come back at the start of the environment turn, so we will need to discard some cards, which we don't want, obviously. Now, the next villain card goes here. That's Slash and Burn. That's a one-shot. Iron Blade deals the hero target with the lowest HP. That's 14. That's 15 from this one, and that's 15, 16, and 14, 18 points for this one with the lowest HP. So that's 1 H melee damage. H being number of heroes, so that's 1 damage, and we reflect to 3 damage to it's not a target, so we cannot reflect damage. Iron Blade, oh, that's him, so we deal 3 damage decreased by 2. Iron Blades deal the hero with the highest HP, H plus 2, so that's 2, 4 melee damage. Fire damage, that is. That's 4, so that's a 5. Okay, and Ra will go. We will imbue everyone with fire. And all fire damage has the damage dealt increased by 1. That's what we will show. Okay. And all fire damage. All damage is fire for these guys, so we'll put it here as a reminder. All damage is fire and increased by 1. So now Ra will deal some damage to some people. He will deal some damage to some people. He will deal, let's see, or will we Scorch Earth? Because that will be, we only have 1 target, so Scorched Earth will be a waste. So we will Pyre. That's 2 damage basic, 1 plus 1 for the staff, and plus 1 for being fire damage. So that's 4 in total. But he reduces it by 2, so that's only that many damage. that much damage, rather. That's 15. That's 15 damage to 40. How many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're more than halfway through the encounter. Okay, Haka has the mare in one hand, so he can do 1 target 2 melee damage, and then draw a card. Or with this, he can deal up to 2 targets 3 melee damage, but with no card. I think he will need a card, so he will play this, and then he will deal 1 target 2, 3. It's 1. No, we need to damage him. He will deal 1 and then draw a card with the mayor. Tamoko. We can reduce damage dealt to Haka by 1. We will play that next round. Alright, so we forgot to do this, and then at the start of the environment turn, this card deals each hero target H minus 1 fire damage. So 1 fire damage to it, which is immune to when he was dealt, so we return 2 fire damage, which is increased by 2. So that's 3 back at you, and then 1 fire damage to you. Good, sir. So that's 21 already. He gets beaten. He's getting beaten. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Let me write something real quickly. Okay. So environment is done, then we have more villains. Let's concise it a bit. We have a reminder, so Flesh Ripper 10, Baron Blade regains 10. So we're even more, what do you call that? Whooped in the buttocks than we have been before. Alright, that's cool, that's cool. Now, do we want to Solar Flare him? I believe we could. That's 1, 2, 3, Solar Flare. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage with 1 hit. But then we will need to be dealt 4 to miss health. No, I'll just pyre. 2, 3, 4. Minus 2, that's 2 damage. I don't think this is gonna end well. Boop. Some more Scorched Earth. And then Haka will play this on himself. So he's got reduced damage by 1. Damage taken is reduced by 1. Alright. And now he will deal up to 2 targets 3, 4 melee damage. So again, I forgot about this. So that's 3, 4 damage to this guy. So that's 7 total, and then 3, 4, 1 damage, 2 damage, sorry, to Mr. Baron, which is another 5, so we're up to 10 again. 4th of Baron is killed, and then he'll draw a card, which is another Temoko, which doesn't help us at all. So this one. Start the environment turn. This card deals H-1, so that's 1. We are not dealt this, but we will increase, we'll deal 2 back, increased by 2, so we will kill this instead. Look through the environment trash and put impending doom, impending casualty here. Bloop. So this gets switched. It doesn't fire off at the start, but it does fire off at the end. We will trash one Scorched Earth, and he will trash the Temoko. Just bump the camera, which I didn't want to do. Okay, alright. Nobody told me that this moved. There we go. Okay. So that's his turn again. That's Backlash Field. The first time Baron Blade is dealt damage by a target each turn, Baron Blade deals that target 3 lightning damage. That's cool. That's cool. So he's got -2 damage dealt to him, and he does this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So 6 to go. So, Ra. I think we need to speed this up a bit. Oh, and we didn't play a card. So we need to play a card. That's a hostage situation. Hero cards cannot be played. That's really cool. So we will not play the Soul Flare, but we will deal damage. So 2, 3, that's 4. -2, that's 2 damage. So that's a total of 12 to him. And then we'll draw a card, which is Fire Blast. We can deal one target 5 damage, which is cool as hell. Now, Haka will hit him, I guess, for 3, 4, -2, that's 2 melee damage, that's 14. Alright. That's 14. And then that's basically it, I guess. And yeah, we did trash it. So that's the hostage situation. An environment turn starts, and we can discard a card to destroy. Yeah, we cannot because he can, so I won't. Now, new card comes in. Police backup. At the end of the environment turn, deal 1 projectile damage to the villain target with the highest HP. Whenever a villain card would make a player discard a card, destroy this card. Alright, cool. Villain. Hasten Doom. We had that already. Brand Blade. I love that art. Baron Blade deals each hero target 2 toxic damage. So that's 2 toxic damage to me, which is already a 5. So we're at 17. 2 toxic damage and 1 toxic damage to him because he's got a cool tattoo. So what we have here, Fire Blast, but we cannot play cards. So we will not play cards. We will deal damage to him through the conventional means. Right? That's 2, 3, 4, which is again 2 damage, which is 16 together. Swap this. 16, we're not getting ahead far. And then we'll draw a card, which is drawn into the flame. We can deal each non-hero fire target X fire damage, where X is the number of villain ongoing cards in play. So that's 3 to every non-hero target, which still is only Baron. But that's 3 with the increases. So for 5 target, 5 damage. Which is cool. If you only could play 2 cards, that's Tachyon who does that. She has those cards that allow her to play more cards or fire more powers. And then Haka will deal again that same 2 damage to Byron. Again. And the first time he's dead damage by target hero. By target each turn, he deals 3 lightning damage back. So that's another 5, which puts us at 20, which is not good. And then Haka takes a card, which is the Vitality Surge, which lets us regain 2 hit points and draw a card. But then we need to discard 1 card each. I'm gonna get rid of Scorched Earth to destroy this, and then play another one, which is Police Backup again. At the end of the environment phase, a turn, we deal 1 projectile damage to target villain, so that's 2, but he's -2, so nothing happens. So villain turn again. That's the environmental shebang, which if he's made fire, cold, or lightning damage, we redirect it to the hero to Ra, in this case, with the lowest health. So on my turn, I will use the power with imbued fire to destroy it, and turn all power back to normal, and then take this out as well. But you know what? I won't. No, I will not do this. I have a better idea, because all damage is still fire, and fire damage is increased by 1. Still, where was it? Yeah, all fire damage increased by 1, and is all fire damage. So we will do some damage to this instead. So that's 2. Yeah, it's 2, 3, 4. That's 4 damage to the device. Right? Okay, and Haka will do 3, 4 more, which puts us at 8. Which will put us at 8. That's 2 4s. And draw a card, which is another Mere. I think it's called Mere or something. This one, that's the Plummeting Monorail again, which triggers at the start of the environment turn. Now the Backlash Field, we have 2 of those right now. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. This is going to be beautiful. I'm gonna go with Haka first this time. So he will deal damage to the device, which is whatever many. And then I'm going to deal... I wanted Scorch Earth now. That would be insane. Insanely good. Because if I had Scorched Earth now, I would deal X fire damage to all... Oh no, that makes no sense. So I will play Fire Blast, which is a 1-shot, and we deal 1 target 5 fire damage, which is 5 increased by 1, 2. That's 7. Decreased by 2, that's still 5. So that takes this 5 and puts it at 10. That's 23. How many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cards, so 4 more to go. And Haka draws a card, which is Dominion, which whenever an environment card is destroyed, I can draw a card. That's cool. It's an ongoing card. I like it. That's cool. That's cool. And Haka and Ra will take a card, which is Drawn to the Flame, which can kill a bunch of villains. Okay, now this fires up. The start of the environment turn, this card deals 2 the 2 targets with the highest 5. So that's 5 to me, which puts us at 25, so we're back to go. But this fires back, which is 2, 3, 4 damage. Back at him. This. because it's a non-hero target, and the Flame Barrier does it. And then 5 to him, -1, that's 4, which puts us at 26 spent damage, or dealt already to him. Okay. Now, this done, I have a one-shot. H to the least, which is me, which is actually 1. And then 2 plus 2 fire damage, that's 4, which is reduced by 1, that's 3 fire damage to Haka. 25, we can swap for 25 to make it a bit more visible to you guys and to me as well. And we can spend that 22 and swap it for a 25 and swap it for a 25 here as well. Whew. Let's go. We're gonna play this. We're gonna deal each non-hero target X fire damage, where X is a number of villain ongoing cards, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Each non-hero. So that's 4 to this, which makes it 8. And 4 to him, which is that's 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry. So this kills it. Bloop. And that's 6 minus 2. That's 4. There's 4. That's bloom. And that's 25 finally. We're back to 25. Good. And it deals 6 lightning damage back to me. That's 6 lightning damage back to me, which puts us at 31, so he is killed. Now, if a hero is killed, let's see, hit points. Where was it? Damage. Irreducible damage. No. Advanced play, Nemesis, Hero Bios. It was somewhere. It was somewhere. Had to be. Hero turn. Unpacking the game. That's not that. Because I believe we just flip this. Remove or that hero's cards from the game, leaving only the hero character, flipping it over and impacted, incapacitated, cannot regain. Yeah. So we remove all of that and our hand because we won't play that anymore. These effects are gone, and basically Ra is incapacitated, but he has 3 new abilities. And the only abilities he can do in his turn. One hero may use a power now, so he basically allow other players to do some play some powers, or he can put an environment card in play on the bottom of the environment deck, or he can destroy an ongoing card, which is cool because now for the next turn of his, he can start destroying these cards. It's cool. So, the villains go. This is the Blade Battalion. And Haka will go. He will make the minion. So whenever an environment card is destroyed, he may draw a card. And now, at the end, this card deals the hero target with a, so there's 1 X melee damage, X being their health, so that's 5. That's 25, that's 34, which is exactly, oh no, that's 33. Yeah, there we go. Because he's got -1. So he's on 1 HP left. And he will, what he will do he will do is he will, at the end of environment damage, they weren't here, he will do 2 melee damage to one target, being this. We won't win this at all. We'll be killed in a moment. So he will do this, draw a card, which is Elbow Smash. He can deal one target 3 melee damage as a one shot. And then there's Haka's turn, so he may use another power now, or we can destroy one ongoing card. We will destroy this, which reduces that to 1 and makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2 to go. So he's not the best against him. Environment goes. That's traffic pileup. Players cannot draw cards, which is really cool. These guys is Hastening Doom. Toxic Blade deals each hero target 2 damage. 1 is enough to kill Haka. So we have 2 heroes incapacitated, basically lost. They're trying to run away from Baron Zemo, and Baron armed with his devices, and it was basically Haka was killed in a traffic pileup. So that's that. We have 2 heroes killed, and as you can see, they have different abilities. So he can make players play cards instead of use powers, and he can select a hero and decrease the next damage dealt by that hero with 2, which is really cool. Or he can make one player draw a card. So that's that. We have died miserably, and we failed to, yeah, we went over the half of it. Now the surprise was that if he went to 40, he would flip to 30, and then we would flip this as well, and he would get no abilities and become tougher even. So that would be that. He would become a vengeful mad scientist. He would basically put on armor. So yeah, that's it. I hope you liked my gameplay, our playthrough of villains of Sentinels of the Multiverse. For tomorrow, we will see what I will play. I will definitely be streaming in the evening or at night. So yeah, let me just clean this, or you know what, we don't need to clean it. We can just set it up here and then put this over here so you can see me as well as hear me. Oh, come on, there we go. Am I visible? I am visible. Move this. I believe I'm visible. Alright. So that was Sentinels. That was Sentinels of the Multiverse. Really cool game. I highly recommend it, as you could see. And yeah, come by to the live streams that happens on the YouTube channel that I have. You can follow my Facebook of Geek and Proud to receive the newest updates. And remember, if you want to know when I start streaming or upload a new video, go to my channel and hit the bell to get notifications, because without them you will get just some, whatever that means. Yeah, I'm still working on the setup here for you guys to be able to see everything clearly and in focus. But yeah, other than that, my setup is growing and getting better, so hopefully soon you'll be able to see something really cool here, or at least see the things I have in good quality and good sound. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching. Share it if you liked it. Like it if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment if you want to talk with me about something. And yeah, I think I'm done. So play more games. Bye bye.